First, start by creating a rectangle. Now that you have a rectangle ready, import the paper effect. I'll make this source files available and the link will be on the description below, so you can check the description if you want to work on this exact file to download them. Now extract the paper effect from this image, and how you do it is to go to quick selection. The next thing you need to do is to rasterize the layer. Now that I've rasterized the layer, I can now remove. We can create new layer, then delete the old layer. Have your paper effects ready. This is your paper effects. Import one of the dishes. Let's start with this for now. Make sure the layer of the dish is directly above the paper effects. Then create a clipping mask. When you create a clipping mask, it means the dish is inside the layer of the paper effects. Size it to the desired size you want it to appear on your image. Then add a stroke on the paper effects, so the paper effects will reflect on your design. Yes, I'll be adding a white stroke. This is okay. Duplicate the paper effect. Hold Ctrl and Shift it. Take the layer below the initial layer. Then you can proceed to create this clipping marks once more. Now you have another paper effect from the duplicated layer. Now that you've enlarged it, import the next dish. Ensure it is directly above the paper effect layer. Create clipping mask. Let's place this dish here. Import another dish. Let's take this. Ensure it is above the paper effects. Create clipping mask. Okay, the clipping mask has been created, but it's on the other paper effect. So what you need to do is Ctrl Z and take this down. So this should be the one we're looking for. Create a clipping mask now, so you have it on the layer I want it to be. Resize to your desired size. You can duplicate the paper effect once more. Come down and Ctrl J. Now you have another layer of the paper effect. Hold Ctrl and Shift it. Why holding Ctrl so that you don't have to shift another layer that you don't intend to shift. So let's keep it this way. Now let's import another dish. We can go with dish now since we've not used it. Import it. Ensure it's placed above the layer you want it to be clipped to. So this is the layer, but the dish is not there. So go get the dish and bring it down to the layer. So it's directly above the layer I want. This is the layer, yes. So what you need to do is to create a clipping mask. So you have it above the layer you want it to be. So these are our dishes. We decide to space them out. So now that we've added images, the next thing we need to add is the name of our brand, which is so I'm going to be using Lucky Hot Jollof. Let's use multi-serrat. This is the name of the brand. Let's enlarge it. After enlarging it, let's make it bold. The next thing I want to write is hot jollof. So come here and type in hot. Jollof. This hot jollof, we won't leave it this way. We need to play around with it. So first thing I want to do is to come to type. When you're on type, warp test, then you can select whatever style you want the test to be warped to. So this is hot jollof. See our hot jollof changing however I want it to be. So let's do this. Let's make an arc on it. Then on this arc we may decide to add. Let's take this file. Next thing we need to do is, in order for this image not to appear like it's floating, let's create a new layer. After creating a new layer, use the brush stick. Increase the size of the brush to the desired size, then change the foreground color to black. With this we are going to add a shadow to ensure that it's not floating. So this gives it a base. Then ensure that the layer you added the shadow is below the layer of the image. Because of this white effect here, I'm going to reduce the opacity of my brush and reduce the size. And on this layer, I'm going to create another layer, take it above it, and I will smoothen the edge with my brush too. So you can see the white effect is no longer there. So we have our Lucky, we have our hot jollof. Next thing we want to write is rice and spag. So we have this rice and spag. This font is better. Let's try changing the color to see if it's going to look better. Let's pick this color for the rice and spag. I think this looks better. In order not for your design to be boring, you should decide to add things like this. Let's import this pepper. Go to filter, go to blur, and add motion blur to it. So the pepper is there, but it's not really there. You can also import this tomato. This one let's add motion blur. This is okay. Let's import those leaves. Why this may not be necessary in all your design, don't forget to add them in most of your design, as it makes your design more colorful. Filter, blur. Let's just get some blur on this also. Should do. I'm going to resize this. Resize to that. Let's import this leaf. Let's add it here. Take it here. Reduce the size. Let's rotate it. This is okay. Let's also blow it. So you can either use motion blur or Gaussian blur, depends on what you want for your design. I think this works. So what next do you want to add to this design? Let's add more text. So I just wrote that your taste board deserves a treat. Look for a good place to position it. Let's keep it under. Change the color so it can be outstanding. Yeah, so it's more visible on black. Then we can reduce the size. Next thing you may want to add to your design is your contact address or your products. So you may want to add we deal on Spark and then add the prices. It all depends. Whatever you want to add, there will always be room, or you can create room for it when you're doing your design. But this is why I want to stop this, because it's simple. But don't forget, you can always take it further by adding more design to your brand. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel.